how you doing?
Hello, Mr. Jroyce. How you doing, my friend?
Good, how about you, man?
Everything cool. Quiero decir saludos a Black Mister. Rose BCW is watching this, so be careful. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
No problem.
Jroyce, for around the world, people that are seeing us right now, who is Jroyce? Why the name Jroyce? And how do you enter this world of wrestling?
So, Jay Royce is an extension of myself. Like, I like wearing good clothes. I like being flashy sometimes. So that gives me an excuse to be able to do that because in my everyday life, I don't do that as much. I'm kind of an introvert, so this kind of gives me a way to come out of my shell. So, that
Okay.
name Jay Royce, it came from actually the Rolls Royce because I figured what name could be kind of flashy and kind of fit that style. I'm like, Rolls Royce could work. That's why my logo is kind of similar to the Rolls Royce logo with a double R instead of just a JR.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got into wrestling. I started in April 2021. So I'm a little over a year in, and it's been a crazy ride so far. I'm enjoying it for sure. And yeah, I've been a fan pretty much since I was about 9 years old. Been watching it ever since. And ever since probably 2014 is when I decided I wanted to try to chase it. So I was looking around, trying to find a school in the area, finally found one, and now we're here, living the dream.
Okay. Saludos a Coquina Jones, PWC. Okay. BCW says, saludos, now you good, J. Royce. And Coquina Jones said, greetings from Mexico City.
Hey man, how you doing?
There you
Shout out to
see, you have
Mexico City.
fans.
Yeah.
Mexico is a good place to go to wrestler.
Oh, I just went out there for the first time last year, and it was fun. I was out there for about a week. I was in Cancun.
Okay.
That was fun. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Intensity, saludos, saludos. Okay, so how do you enter the world of wrestling?
So actually, it kind of almost came to me in a way. I was looking for a school. I saw one in Boston. That was New England Pro Wrestling Academy. So I was planning on saving for that. I had to get that in a car. So in the midst of me saving up for that, a school popped up in my area. I went, I checked it out. That's where I met my coach, Eric Rosa. That's the coach at BCW now. So we were there for a
Okay.
little bit. We decided to do our own thing and make our own company along with my guy, Lewis. And we went off and did it. And now, I mean, it happened pretty quick, but we're picking up some good traction so far. So now I'm in it, full steam ahead, and I'm not looking on stopping anytime soon.
Okay. So which part of United States do you live right now?
I live in Massachusetts. I'm from Springfield. Yeah.
Okay. In this whole year, how do you feel wrestling?
Honestly, like at first, some things feel natural because I was watching it my whole life, but at the same time, other things are kind of different, and you don't realize how small little details are so major for wrestling. So,
Mhm.
I'm just navigating through that right now. So, I feel like I'm still working on the basics, obviously, but I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm comfortable, and I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing with certain things, but I'm always looking to learn. So I'm always watching matches in my free time. Like I literally fall asleep every night watching matches, like until I fall asleep every day. It's just like the love for it. It never goes away. I have the passion for it and everything. So it's been working good so far. So I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay. Saludos, Bull Anthony. So, are you watching right now any title on the company that you said, I want that title?
I mean, there's of course the BCW World Title. That's the goal. But we also have the Origin title, and it looks pretty good. And I think that's calling my name right now. That's our title for our weekly shows that we're gonna start doing. So I like the white strap. It's always been a personal favorite. Like I have the white Intercontinental Championship from WWE. That's my favorite belt. I got the white strap right here. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to touching on the white strap for BCW. That's the plan for soon. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay. If you have the opportunity, would you like to be in those big wrestling company?
Definitely, definitely. That's the end goal for sure. And even if I do, well, not if I'm going to end up there, but when that time comes, I'm always gonna have BCW in my heart, and I'm always gonna try to come
Okay.
back whenever I can too. I'm definitely planning on it.
Okay.
I
Saludos
have
a
no
Chris, you
preference,
agree?
so huh?
Okay. No, hello to Chris Joe. Chris, you agree and BCW say our origin
Yeah, that's
title.
the white strap I was telling you about. Yeah, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but never forget who give you the first interview, your first chance
Exactly,
in wrestling, because sometimes really forgot about being humble,
exactly.
and that's terrible.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I'll
Uh,
always make sure I know to let people know BCW's home is where I started. Never gonna forget that.
okay, Chris, you ugly say J Royce.
Yes, sir. That's my guy.
J Royce in the
Yeah,
house.
man.
So Luis was telling me that maybe sometime they will come to Puerto Rico. Would you like to be here in Puerto Rico?
Almost definitely. That's always been the trip that I've been wanting to make. So if that happens, hopefully in the nearest future, I'm definitely open to it.
Okay.
I want to try out different parts of the world for sure. Like I've always had Japan in mind, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Canada. I want to go everywhere. So as soon as I get the chance to get out there, I'm going to do it for sure.
Anytime would you like to have a hardcore match or you don't want that?
It depends on the situation. So it depends on if it's for a title and
Okay.
who I'm facing. Because like if I have to have that type of match, I'll definitely do it. I'm not gonna look to do it all the time, but it'll be a good match if I do for sure. But
It would
if
be good because
hmm,
sometimes wrestlers just fight hardcore without a title, and I think that it's supposed to be a title of somebody very special to have that kind of match.
definitely because I'm not looking to get hit with light tubes and going through glass tables on a consistent basis at all. It would take a special
Okay.
match for that.
Noni Pariat, hello from Puerto Rico. So, what kind of wrestling do you do?
So right now I'm on the basic level with like regular matches and everything, but
Okay.
every now and then, who knows, it might end up having a weapon thrown in or something like that. I'm cool with all that stuff. I'm just not the type to look for thumbtacks right away. I'm not gonna look for like glass right away, crazy stuff. But I'm open to the majority of the types of matches that we could have for sure.
Okay, we have here the Prodigy Naiko Nail Sayomi.
Yeah, that's one of the students from BCW, Prodigy Nico. That's my guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. That's cool. They are watching you, so
yes, sir.
you have a lot of fans.
Yeah, man.
So I mentioned you hardcore because you mentioned Japan, and you know there's a company there that they love hardcore.
See, and that's a special situation. See, like I said, it depends on what it is. For Japan, I'll do it for sure. For Japan, I'll do it. I want to try all types of wrestling, strong style and all that. Like I want to be a jack of all trades, so I can pull anything out at any time.
Okay. Hello, Jack Jeet, Betty, and Chris. You ugly say, what was your favorite match, G Royce? That's a good question.
My favorite match that I've had, I would say, would be the one that I just had against Pick Money on Crown and Glory for BCW in December. I say that because the atmosphere was crazy. Like there was smoke, the lights were crazy. Like the whole room was on fire. So that's my favorite match so far for me. Personal favorite matches, I have two. I have Undertaker and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 when it ended with Shawn doing the moonsault, getting caught in the tombstone. That was crazy. That's one of the first matches
Yeah.
I show people when I'm trying to get them into wrestling. And then I like Sasha Banks and Bailey from NXT Takeover in 2015 in Brooklyn. Those are my top two right now.
Okay. Amor, Amor del Desmadre, saludos. Sexy Flama, saludos. So the prodigy here asks you, what wrestler you look up to the most?
That I look up to the most, honestly, I'll say it's actually a tie between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. Reason I say that is because both of them had long indie careers where they ended up in different companies and they kept fighting. I know AJ
Hmm.
definitely was aiming for WWE at some point. I'm not sure if Kevin was the whole time, but it took Kevin 15 years just to get in the company, and that's like it kind of helps me because it's like there's no rush to get there as long as you get there. If this man went 15 years before he got in the company and then he's still going strong now, that proves that you can just keep doing it if you stay consistent. So just don't lose hope. That's really what that story tells me, to be honest.
You didn't mention the fight against Undertaker and Cactus Jacks on the cage. You didn't
Oh
mention that, and
yeah,
that was
that,
awesome.
that's one of the craziest situations because didn't Mick lose his ear in that match? I know he got a lot of injuries from it. Like when he fell off the cell, then he fell through it. I don't know how he went through that at all. He's crazy. He's a wild
Ca-
one.
No, Cactus just say on an interview that he almost fainted, and people are like, he doesn't have any pores. They thought that he was dead.
Yeah, like it's and he's put himself through so much. Like even that match with Edge at WrestleMania when he got speared through the table on fire. Like he's a definition of hardcore for real. There's a reason they call him the hardcore legend. Like crazy.
Hola, Lucha Titania. So I'm gonna ask Chris Jewell. Okay, my favorite wrestler. I mean, it's a tie between Undertaker and Cactus Jack. That's
Okay.
definitely my two favorite wrestlers because they're crazy. When Undertaker started the first Survivor Series, I mean, it was awesome. My two candidates. Cactus Jack with all the like do love and all that. He's he's a mean, you know what?
When Undertaker first started, that was probably my favorite version of his theme song because that was when I feel like it was the most creepy. It was the most close to funeral music. What was your favorite version of him? Did you like the biker
Or
version, Ministry?
no, I think that the Undertaker that started from the beginning because the one with the bike to me it wasn't Undertaker,
Yeah,
because he ride a bike or that he looked like any wrestler could be on a motorcycle and get there. Yes, Mick lost a tooth and he turned bleeding from that match.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's insane.
The thing that was crazy when they taking Cactus Jack to the back and he returned like, "Hey, I'm gonna continue." And then he falls outside, he falls inside. I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
and I couldn't imagine how scary that feeling was for everybody when they saw it. Like that cage was not supposed to break, and it did. I know that was scary, especially for him. Like he's looking straight up, falling flat on his back, through his cell. Nah. See that's the stuff I can't do.
Like, do, do you remember the when Undertaker looked like, oh my God, this wasn't supposed to
Yeah,
happen?
and I think Undertaker actually had a broken foot that match too. I think he was injured going into that match too.
Yeah, it wasn't planned because the cell wasn't supposed to break so easily.
Yeah,
That's why people get running. They forget about the match and they say, hey, Mick, Mick, what's going on?
yeah.
Hello to Kunal 751. So, okay, La Malicia Cortez, saludos, saludos. So, if you didn't mention me, if you can choose somebody on the United States to fight a hardcore match, which one would you like to have that match?
Mm,
Hmm.
let me see. Honestly, I think John Moxley, just because from I know before he got to WWE, he was doing those a lot, and I figure if I'm gonna go in that direction, I might as well go all out. So I might regret it after the match when I feel it, but for an opponent, I'll definitely face him. I
Okay,
wouldn't want to
repeat
face
that.
Mick because I feel like Mick would do something even worse than Moxley. With Moxley, I know I might bleed and he might do a little something, but Mick would be very creative, and I don't want to know what he'd come up with at all. He enjoys barbed
How about
wire too
Sabu?
much. Sabu, no, I would never. No, no, I couldn't.
What? Why?
Nah,
Why?
yeah, you know exactly why. He's crazy. Nah,
Okay, what about a one-to-one with Braun Strowman?
Braun, I would face Braun. I would face Braun. And if it was hardcore, I actually might be open to it because that gives me a chance because he outweighs me by a lot. Because I weigh 220. I'm not even sure about his exact weight, but I know he's over 300 for sure. He's in the high 300s, and
Mm-hmm,
I can't
mm-hmm.
lift him. So if I can use weapons, it might help me a little bit. For the legs or something, I would do that. But
Okay.
Sabu, no.
Okay, here's a good question too. Jay Royce, have you been to Puerto Rico before? Have you come to Puerto Rico?
I haven't been there yet. I've been to the Dominican Republic and I've been to Mexico. I haven't been to Puerto
Okay,
Rico yet. So when I
okay.
can, I'm definitely going to do it. I want to enjoy the food because I've tried Puerto Rican food around the area in America. I know people bring it here, but I know it's going to be something different when I'm actually there. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
You can enjoy our beautiful beaches here in Puerto Rico. The people love it.
Yeah, the beach is one of my favorite things. I have some friends that don't really like the beach, but personally, I enjoy it. I feel like it's relaxing.
Okay. Okay, saludo para Lobato Clara. Okay. So, are there any powerful wrestler in BCW right now that maybe you would say, I don't want to fight that guy?
Honestly, I would say the most powerful right now that I'm very familiar with is BD Cruz, but I won't say that I won't want to face him because he's our world champion right now, and I do want that belt. So I'll put that aside, and I'll definitely go at it with him for sure. He's probably the most powerful on our roster, to be honest. But
Do-
I'm in the gym consistent. I could probably get to that point at some point. So I got my targets on him for sure.
Does it mean you're sending a challenge to him?
Hey man, it's up to him, but it's definitely gonna happen at some point down the road. Yeah, that's definitely the plan.
Mm. So you are 100% sure.
Yeah, yeah, I would face him because of the title. Now, if he didn't have the title, it might be different. But since he has the championship,
Mm.
that's the dream. So hey, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. Saludos, Fabrica, Cari. Well, I hope someday we can see you here in Puerto Rico.
Yes, sir.
Would you like also to be with somebody forming a tag team and maybe going for the tag team championship?
I am open to tag team wrestling and the tag team championship. Um, I have a couple people that I would possibly want to team with, but that has to be a surprise. So if that
Mm,
happens, you will see it for sure. And when that happens, I'll definitely go more in on it. But I have probably about three people in mind that I would definitely be open to tagging with.
okay. Well, Chris, you can go to my YouTube channel and you will see the interview with Luis. And he said that they're preparing something for Puerto Rico. So maybe, just maybe, we can see this Jay Royce here in Puerto Rico showing his talent.
What I will say, if I come to Puerto Rico, we're taking over for sure. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good
Oh
time.
my God.
If it's a title match, I'm taking the title. If it's not a title match, you're gonna remember me. I will say that.
Okay, here is La Amenaza Hardcore.
You have to shoot for the stars. You can't like there's a difference between cockiness and confidence. You have to have confidence in the business for sure. And I learned that pretty quick because if you don't and you go out there and you're nervous about everything, anything can happen. Somebody can catch you with something. You can get beat easy, thrown off your game.
Yeah.
You let people heckling you in the crowd mess with you, you'll get messed up. Like, so you got to have some layer of thick skin, and you have to have some level of like definite confidence where you don't have to worry about it too much.
What's the best thing do you learn about wrestling?
Honestly, how much of a family environment it really does have. Like, it doesn't really matter what company you work for the most part, we're all doing the same thing and we'll all come across each other's paths at some point. So if you really love it, you'll make a lot of friends. There's a lot of cool people you can meet and a lot of cool places you can go. So that's probably my favorite part about it, to be honest. I've made friends in the business that I know are going to be lifelong for sure, and I wouldn't have met them any other way. So I appreciate it for sure.
Ok, la amenaza al cual, si algún momento deseas, únete a mi grupo en Instagram y te hacemos también un Instagram Live. So for you, BCW is not like a working place; they are like family for you.
Exactly. It really doesn't feel like work. Like before I started wrestling, I played football. I did karate, and
Wow.
I was even on the basketball team for a little bit. And every time in those sports, as much as I enjoyed playing them, there was always the practices that I didn't want to go to, always the days I didn't want to do it. I have not experienced that one time since I started wrestling. I look forward to it. Like doesn't matter if I work all day and I'm sore. If I know I had practice that night, it lightens my day because that's what I'm pushing towards. So being in the ring is like it's insane. Like the first time you step in the ring, the first time I did,
Mhm.
I actually teared up the first time I was in the ring because I couldn't believe I was actually in one. So I love it that much where it never really feels like work.
Okay. BNAPS, hello from Puerto Rico. Uh, okay, you said that you learned karate.
Hmm.
Do you use karate on your matches or no?
I don't, but that's the thing I always keep in my back pocket. And I also wrestled in high school, so I have some moves with that too. I will use some of those moves in my matches. Karate, I'm gonna save for if I need to pull something out. If I'm having a match that's kind of getting hard, I pull out everything I got. I have to pull out something you haven't seen. I pull out karate if I need to, for sure.
Okay, right now, Chris, you ugly. I can tell you who is my favorite on BCW. I'm learning day by day who are the wrestlers in BCW. So someday I will tell you which one is my favorite because right now I'm just looking for people to have Instagram live, looking at them. Let me tell you something. This is not because you're here, but you look like a very humble person.
Yeah, honestly, it's just probably it's the way I was raised, but it's also the respect I have for wrestling. Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna come in and ruffle feathers in a way where I'm gonna have a crazy ego and think I'm better than I am and everything. Like I know I'm good, but I know I can also get better, and I'm not gonna rub anybody the wrong way if I don't need to. And
That's great.
to get places, you have to be like that. If you have a crazy ego and everything, like you'll only get so far.
Yeah. And you're going to be on the escalating because what you are, not because you are like, I'm better than you.
Yeah. Now during matches, I might say stuff like that because it works for mental games with the opponent. So if I could pull something like that out, I will do it. But yeah, when I'm not in go mode, yeah, I'm definitely humble.
Okay, can you tell us your social media if some fans want to write to you?
Yeah, so social media, it's Jroyce PW on Instagram. Facebook is just Jroyce. It has a picture of me doing my pose in a blue shirt, and that's all I have for social media right now. I'm probably gonna make a YouTube channel at some point. I'm not really on TikTok or anything, but if I'm on that, I'll eventually let everybody know.
Okay. Chris Samael, saludos. Irizarry 8162. Chris Samael is from Panama. If somebody called you from Panama to go, would you say yes?
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to see the world. I'll go anywhere for sure.
So you feel prepared.
Yeah, I can pop up anywhere, so keep your eyes out. I'm not closed off to
Okay, okay,
anything.
okay. Have you have any words for your fans, for the people who is here and Sobre Lucha Libre?
I appreciate everybody that came on here to see me because I know I'm not crazy famous yet. So I appreciate you guys because you're going to be the fans that I'm going to always value the most, to be honest, because when I get to a big stage, you always remember the people that had your back when you first started. So definitely thank you for that. I appreciate you guys coming in here. My guy, Chris,
Okay, mi
taking a
gente.
lot of questions and everything. I appreciate that too.
Yeah. So, mi gente, nuestras redes sociales son canal de YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. En Facebook tenemos la página que publicamos cosas de lucha libre y tenemos el grupo que usted también puede publicar. Thank you very much for being here. We'll be in contact very soon again because I see a bright future on you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
Okay, Chris, for Pete, Chris Yuogi is anxious. He said, consider having G. Royce on Puerto Rico. I can't wait to see him elevate his career.
Yes, sir. See? People like Chris are the
So,
people I'm going to remember.
okay, do you understand Spanish?
No, but I'm trying to learn it.
No? Okay, because you said that you go to República Dominicana
When
and
I went
there.
when I went to the
Uh-huh,
Dominican Republic, they thought
uh-huh.
I was Dominican. Like a lot of the workers and everybody, they would just walk up to me and start speaking Spanish, and I had no clue what they were saying. So, and
And
sometimes I
what do
would
you do?
like the more I would drink, the more I would try to speak Spanish with them, and they would correct me if I was wrong. But like the main drink I got out there was Mama Juana because I tried it when we went out there. And
Yeah,
we would tip
the
every time we
famous
got a
Mama
drink.
Juana.
It's good. I won't drink it with the worm though. I won't drink it with a worm though. But every time I went and got a drink, we would tip them, and the more that we tipped them, the more they recognized us every time we came up. So it went from taking like a regular amount to giving me a full cup, like, yeah, and they were trying to get me messed up, yeah. But they definitely know I'm Dominican.
Oh my God. So thank you for being here. We don't live here, but in the future, not so far away, we'll contact you to have another Instagram live. Thank you very
Yes,
much
sir.
for accepting this. Have
Thank
a nice day.
you, you too.
Thank you.